Hello students, welcome to the class. In my last class, I have explained the works of river, that is the erosional work. There are three works of river: erosional, transportational and depositional. And in the last class, I have explained about the erosional work, erosional activity of river. And today, I will explain transportational and depositional. Now river carries sediments. River carries the things, whatever it carries along with the river in three different ways. First one is dissolved state. In the dissolved state, salt which is present in the land, present in the soil, it is carried in the dissolved state, because as we know that salt dissolve in water. So the salt which is present in the soil, it dissolves in water and then it is taken to the that means water in the takes salt in dissolved state to the river, oceans or seas. Then second way is suspended state. Tiny materials, tiny particles and then silt and smaller things also carried by water and then deposited on the river bed in suspended state. And the comparatively big particles, big materials, boulders, muds carried by the river, carried down from the highland, it carried down by the river and then it is deposited in the on the bed. It is called bed load. It is in the bed load and then it is in the process of rolling state. It's rolled down, bigger materials rolled down and then deposited on the bed. So it is in rolling state. Alright. And about the floodplain, yesterday in my last class I already explained about the floodplain. The river carries the materials, silt, mud, tiny particles. It carried and then during the flood it is deposited in both the banks. Because when it is water during the flood, when the flood takes place, then overflowed and then those materials, things are deposited in both the sides of the bank. And then in course of time, those deposited materials forms a plain which is called floodplain. And as you know, floodplains are very suitable for cultivation. Now another feature that takes place due to the depositional work of river is sandbar. River carries the things, carries the particles, carries the silt and all the material and deposit it on the river bed. And then sometimes this, after continuous deposition, it comes up and then it forms a plain. It is called sandbar, and these sandbars are of different shapes and different sizes. For example, Majuli. You must have heard this name, Majuli. Majuli is a sandbar. Majuli, sandbar of the Brahmaputra, river Brahmaputra. Alright. Then yesterday I told about delta also. So this is about the river, one of the exogenic factor. Then another exogenic factor is wind. Another very important exogenic factor, wind. The moving air is called wind. We know that there is air around us and sometimes we feel, sometimes we don't feel. So when air moves, it is called wind. And sometimes wind becomes very strong. There are some winds that is the especially the local winds, that becomes very strong, like a tornado, hurricane. Very often we experience the strong winds, and because of strong wind, various features take place, especially in the desert areas. Wind has a great impact on the desert areas. When wind blows, then sands in the desert areas are taken away from one place to another, moves away from one place to another, and then deposits at a place or in one place. And because of the continuous deposition of sand at a place, sometimes it becomes high, means it raises up than the surface area. Clear? And it is called sand dune. It forms like a hill, so it is called sand dune. Here you can see page number 10. I will show you. This is the desert area, and these sand dunes are formed because of the that moving of sand from one place to another due to that strong wind, blowing off sand from one place to another is called deflation. Remember this, you can underline also this deflation. Here you can underline deflation. Deflation, blowing away of sand and dust is called deflation. And when this dust and sands are deposited at a place, and that comes like hill, here comes like hill, and so it is called sand dune. So there are different features. Another feature is abrasion. Now sometimes here you see, when speedy wind blows, then it transports the rocks, not only the sand and the particles, but even the rocks also transport from one place to another, takes away from one place to another. And while moving from one place to another, these rocks, when this blows away the rocks, then here you see this transported materials erodes. Transported materials erodes the highland when the rocks and bigger particles, pebbles, it blows from one place to another due to strong wind, then it erodes. This is, you see, it erodes here erosion took place. It erodes when it goes from one place to another, heavy rocks and all, then it erodes the land, highland, and it is called abrasion. This part, you see. So this is another feature of wind in the desert. Such this type of features, Inselberg, another feature is called Inselberg. So you can underline abrasion, Inselberg and Erdung. So Inselberg and Erdung is formed because of abrasion, because of erosion. When the rocks are taken away and it erodes the highland, so different features are formed, and Inselberg, Erdung, these are the different features. The German term Inselberg means isolated island mountain. You underline this. Here you underline. German term Inselberg means isolated island mountain. It comes very often. Okay. Then another exogenic factor is glacier. Now glacier means that is moving down the ice from highland. When water comes down from highland, then it is river, and when ice comes down from highland to the plain, then it is called glacier. The river is in liquid state and glacier is in solid state because it is ice. Now, like polar region is covered with ice. Again, that high mountain region, Himalayan region or high mountainous region also is covered with ice. Now, there are two types of glacier. One is continental glacier, other one is mountainous glacier. Continental glacier means it is in the continent like a polar, that is in the extensive areas, plain areas. And mountainous means that is from the, as I said, that ice, we can find the ice cover area in the polar, extensive ice cover area, as well as in the high mountainous region. So that is why there are two types of glacier. Mountain glacier mainly occur in the Alps of Europe, the Rocky of North America, and Himalaya in Asia. Now, as river carries the materials, mud, silt, pebbles, boulders, various things river carries. When it comes from the highland, when it comes to the plain areas, it transports. So many things are carried by river. The same way, glacier also carries a lot of materials, lot of things other than ice. Now these materials, whatever glacier carries other than ice, these are called moraine. Remember this, the materials carried by glacier other than ice are called moraine. There are four types of moraine. One is lateral moraine, then ground moraine, medial moraine, and terminal or end moraine. Now, when moraines, as I said, that moraines means the materials carried by glacier, but not the ice. Other than ice, other materials which are carried by glacier. So, when moraines are carried along the valley, river side or valley side, then it is called lateral moraine. Moraines carried along the valley side, it is called lateral moraine. Then over the valley, it is called ground moraine. Along the valley, lateral moraine. Over the valley, ground moraine. Okay? And when two glaciers meet together and merge means they join together and they go, means they flow middle of a big glacier. Two different glaciers meet together and merge and flow in the through the middle of a big glacier. Then it is called medial moraine. Clear? Then when the glacier comes from the suppose higher mountain or high mountainous region, because glacier is always in the high mountainous region, isn't it? So when it comes and it comes to the valley, or relatively when it gets the temperature, little higher temperature, because in the high region there is cold, and so glacier, that ice are there, glaciers are there. So it comes down, and then when it gets the temperature, when the temperature increases, it starts melting. Glacier starts melting when it gets more temperature, relatively more temperature. Clear? And then all the bigger and the heavier materials carried by glacier remains there only, where it starts melting. And these moraines are called terminal or end moraine. Understood? So here you can get some depositional features of glacier. You can underline Drumlin, Esker and Kame. Drumlin, Esker and Kame, you underline, you will get it in page number 13. These are the depositional. These are the features. But what type of features? These are the depositional features of glacier. Alright. Here you have to some of the diagram. You have to glacial horn. Here this glacial moraine, glacial horn and medial moraine. These few diagrams you learn to draw. Okay, and then next time I will explain sea wave, okay, and then we'll do some of the question answers. Okay, next time. Okay, we'll stop for today.